Hi, another episode of Mr. Marty. So I had this is kind of a continuation of a video that I did this morning, where my puppet Georgie Porgy, the white mouse, was kind of perched above the book and was kind of giving his 2 cents worth. But I kind of wanted to come back and really give the book the attention that this deserves. It's a modern classic, and the illustrations are just phenomenal. The illustrations are by Sheila McGraw, and then the author is Robert Musich, or I can't really pronounce his name, but his name is right there. I'm bad. I never had phonics in school, so Mr. Marty's terrible with name pronunciations. But this book is just incredible. In fact it's in my top 5 all-time best children's books, and I wanted to kind of talk about that and kind of explore why this is just an incredible book with an incredible story and just incredible illustrations. So the book itself tells a story of unconditional love between a mom and her son, and one of the things that's incredible is the poetry of this book. And in fact, let me show you. This is I'll love you forever, I'll like you for always, as long as I'm living, my baby you'll be. And it's and what's great about the book is it kind of talks about not just unconditional love, but also kind of this circle of life that we're all in. And it starts off, the woman is young, the mom is young, and she's had her baby, she's had her son, and then and as he grows, he gets into mischief and cute things that kids do, and she has this thing where she sneaks into his room while he's sleeping, or when he was a baby she would rock him, and she sang this song, I'll love you forever, I'll like you for always, as long as I'm living, my baby you'll be. And it really, honestly, I mean, this book really brings tears to my eyes. I mean, the baby grows up and he's a young man, but she still continues to hold him. He's her son, and she still continues, with this unconditional love, and it shows him in all of his growing phases. And again, I don't want to make this a really long video, but one of the things that I love about this, again, I love this book. You've got to get this book and read this to either your children, your grandchildren, or if you're an infant or toddler teacher, bring this book into the infant and toddler rooms and read this to the infants and toddlers, because it's just an incredible book. And one of the things, when he gets old or a young man and he moves out on his own, he's got his own apartment. She drives over in her car with a ladder on top of her car, so that she can sneak in. She can sneak into his room while he's sleeping, and she holds her son while he's sleeping, and she rocks him, and she sings this song, I'll love you forever, I'll like you for always, as long as I'm living, forever my baby you'll be. And it goes through this, and then again, I kind of tear up about this. She calls him up, and she's elderly, and she can't really make it over to his house and do this anymore, and so she calls him and tells him, and he comes over, and then he rocks his mom the way she rocked him when he was a baby, and he sings the same song to her that she had sang to him. And this book, and I'm sorry to kind of tear up. I kind of do this with children's books. A good thing I carry a handkerchief, because Mr. Marty's nose is always running. Kind of one of the things you get into when you start to get up there. But and also it helps when you start tearing up when you are reading or talking about these wonderful books that touch people on just a very deep, a very emotional level. And again, this, I can't think of a better book to read to infants and toddlers and young children, and teaching them about that they matter, that they matter, and that they're loved for simply being them, that they're loved for being who they are, and that love is never going to it's never going to go away. This book is so widely popular and so loved. Any bookstore carries it. I mean, Amazon has, in any bookstore, really, your local neighborhood. I bet you can get used copies at a used bookstore. Amazon has the paperback, the hardback that what this is, and I wanted to get the hardback because I wanted to bring this into the infant and toddler rooms, and I can't wait to read this to the babies, because it's one of my favorite books. It's a book that I love, and it's a book that I think you will love too. And folks, again, I always try to do these positive videos about positive things and wonderful things in the world. And I'll tell you something. If you want to change lives, if you really want to have an impact on this world, in this life, here's how you do this. You take this book, okay? You bring this book, or you bring other books like this into an infant and toddler room, and you read this to the infants and toddlers, and I guarantee you're going to change lives. I guarantee this. I can't think of a better book to read, because again, it's in my top 5. It's hard to pin down, a favorite children's book. There are simply just so many of them, but this book is just so incredible, and it is definitely one of my favorites. I tear up when I start reading this book or talking about this book. And one thing that's interesting, going back to Bright Horizons, I've been going on different Bright Horizons individual websites at different Bright Horizons in different parts of the country, and all of the infant teacher, toddler teacher, preschool, pre-kindergarten biographies of the various teachers at Bright Horizons. This book repeatedly comes up as a personal favorite of those teachers, and there's a reason why. You can see from the illustrations. You can see as you browse through this, and the wonderful song, "I'll love you forever, I'll like you always, as long as I'm living, forever my baby you'll be," and just a wonderful book, So this is Mr. Marty, just doing a video on one of my favorite children's books. Again, I did kind of a short little video this morning with my puppet Georgie Porgy, the white mouse from Georgia. He's got a southern accent from Georgia, and it's kind of a funny video, and he's kind of perched over the book talking about it. But I wanted to come back and really give this book the serious consideration that it really deserves, because this really needs to be on your bookshelf. It needs to be in your infant and toddler rooms. If it's not already, I'll tell you, Mr. Marty's going to make sure that every infant and toddler room I'm in, I want to make sure there's a copy of this book so that I can read it to the kids. Hey, listen, folks, go out there and have an awesome day. I'm going to have an awesome day. I'm holding one of the best best children's books that was ever written. Thank goodness we have so many great children's authors and illustrators like Sheila McGraw, who illustrated this, and just incredible book. So thank you again. Another episode of Mr. Marty, just doing a continuation book review of one of my favorite books. Thanks, folks. We'll talk with you later. Bye.